You've been feeling kind of empty and bored. Feels like you're in a rut. Every day is exactly the same. Nothing surprises you anymore. And it seems as though life has no meaning. If you relate to the sentences that I have just said, I encourage you to stay and watch this video. We're going to talk about this feeling of burnout and emptiness, and we're going to soothe the feeling of emptiness that you are feeling. If you like my channel, if you enjoy these types of videos, I recommend that you subscribe to my channel and that you like my videos. I also offer personalized tarot readings, so if you're interested in receiving one, check out my website and you can book a reading there. So where is this feeling of emptiness coming from? We're going to start by trying to figure that out. I'm going to be using the Aleister Crowley Thoth Tarot to draw one card to establish the source of this emptiness. Where is it coming from? What does it mean? First and most important thing is to try and understand the origin. So let's see. And here we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is known for his poor impulse control, his hunger for novelty, and his nihilistic approach. So, it is the Knight of Swords within you that feels dissatisfied, disappointed, and uninspired. So what is it that you can do to fight these feelings of emptiness? Since the Knight of Swords is a card connected with the mental realm, the air element, this is something that's coming from the intellectual realm. It's a way of processing your environment and your existence. It's just one of the many ways. But cognition and theorizing about who you are and where you stand is an important component to figuring out what's going on. And so this is one possible interpretation for what is going on. And the interpretation is that nothing is happening, life is boring, life is meaningless. It's important to know that this is not an absolute truth, even though it might seem as though it is. The feeling of it being a universal truth is an illusion. And one thing that you can do, one thing that is very important to do, is to make yourself aware of the possibility that this is only an illusion. That what you're thinking and how you're thinking about your situation is arbitrary. So, the Knight of Swords is dissatisfied and restless and quick to judge because he is evolving towards the King of Swords from the Page, but he's only at the second step, the second stage of his personal evolution. And even though he knows a lot, he's aware of a lot of things, he's not perfectly aware and perfectly competent to see that what he's thinking is only an interpretation. So the question remains, what other interpretations are available? And why do you have this impatience? Well, the impatience, I think, is coming from the mind's tendency to want to form new connections and to experience more and more and more and more. And when your interpretation is that every impulse, every new day is essentially the same as the previous one, there's an alarming feeling of I'm not learning anything, and the discomfort of the burnout, of the emptiness is coming from that. I'm not learning anything. I'm not making new connections. The truth is, no moment in time is identical to any moment that came before or will follow that moment. Every moment, every event, every day is completely unique. And it's a matter of discovering that. It's not a matter of changing anything, really. It's a matter of seeing reality for what it truly is. So, let's see what other interpretations are available. What's an alternative perspective here that you can adapt? Voila! Here we have the Ace of Swords. How exciting, isn't it? We are still within the air realm. This is the Knight of Swords, and this is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is creating a connection with randomness. So one thing that you can do this is something that does not necessarily require a lot of effort, but you may find that it's difficult to do. However, it can help with your situation. You can treat this feeling of emptiness as an opportunity rather than something that fills your mind with negativity. This emptiness is so full of nothing that there's a lot of space for new things to come in. It's time to celebrate this emptiness. Remember when you were a child and you were feeling bored out of your mind? Remember how in those moments, sometimes if you waited long enough, if you suffered long enough, a great idea would come to you. A great creative idea for a game, for something to do, something outside of the box. Boredom has a very specific and very useful purpose. It is there to make space for new ideas. And so the fact that you've been feeling so empty and so bored is actually signaling a stage of receptivity. Your ability to receive messages has increased. And you are now ready to hear what the universe would like to tell you. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, keep your consciousness open. Imagine that you're opening a door and you're sticking this sword out. It's kind of like an antenna. It both radiates a certain energy out into the universe, but it's also collecting information. So imagine yourself pointing this sword, which is in your hand, towards the sky, towards the heavens, and tune into the messages that are coming through. You are still here for a reason. And life is about to start making sense again. Just keep your eyes and your ears and your mind open. Thank you all for watching. Have a good night. See you next time.